Alrighty, I think I'm live. I'm just going to wait a moment so I can get my stream starting with Facebook and YouTube here. All right. So here's the deal, guys. I'm updating the MSA. You know, I launched the Master Services Agreement in the last 60 days, and I'm already making some updates to it. And what right now is the arbitration portion of the MSA. So, are you familiar with arbitration? It looks like there are three, I'm going to call it primary or the most common forms of arbitration. Hey, how's it going, Steve? The three common types of arbitration here in the States are AAA, JAMS, and CPR. And it's really confusing looking. I know a lot of people in the MSP industry say they avoid AAA, and I don't know why. So I found something that kind of has a roadmap to help you choose which arbitration method. And I thought, as I look through this, maybe I can just go live and discuss it. So I agree completely, Steve. The last thing I want is to get sued. So when looking at this, this site that I'm looking at broke it down into a few sections. So fees. In addition to any hourly arbitrator rates, all three organizations have some kind of administration and filing fee. JAMS charges the administrative fee as a function of the arbitrator's time and thus may be the most cost-effective for short arbitrations. On the other hand, AAA and CPR charge on claim value. Between those two organizations, AAA is more cost-effective for claims under $5 million, while CPR becomes cheaper for claims over $5 million. Okay, JAMS may be the most cost-effective for short arbitrations. AAA is more cost-effective for claims under $5 million. Now let's look at arbitrators. The three organizations all have similar and complicated methods for selecting arbitrations when the parties cannot agree on their own. The number of available arbitrators varies, though. Based on research, and this is back in 2013, there are over 3,600 arbitrators, 3,600 on the AAA roster, 500 to 600 on the CPR roster, and 150 to 300 on the JAMS roster. So while JAMS may be more cost effective, it's possibly because they just don't have enough people to really do anything with it. Default award. JAMS and AAA do not allow arbitrators to render awards solely on the basis of default or absence of a party. CPR, on the other hand, does provide for a default award. However, all three organizations require an arbitrator to consider substantive evidence before ruling against an absent party. Okay, so CPR is the only one that lets you have an award simply because someone doesn't show up. However, it does still have to be evidence-based at the discretion of the arbitrator. Okay. Award deadlines. JAMS and AAA explicitly require 30 days time in which arbitrators must render a final award. However, the CPR's 30-day requirement is more of a best effort suggestion than a hard and fast rule. Thus, parties looking to get the final award as quickly as possible may want to choose JAMS or AAA. So even though CPR will give you a default award potentially if somebody doesn't show up, they may not do it in a timely fashion is what I'm reading here. Hey, Cliff, I see you on Crowdcast here. I'm using Crowdcast as my way to send all of this to Facebook and YouTube. So I go on through Facebook, YouTube, and Crowdcast, just in case anyone wants to leave any comments in the chat or anything. No need to use the Q&A. This is nothing formal. It wasn't even scheduled. Let's see here. Discovery. JAMS has a detailed set of expedited procedures parties can adopt that limit discovery, for example, to one deposition per party, and preclude dispositive, I have never used this word in my life, motions. The AAA also allows parties to adopt its expedited procedures. These procedures apply automatically to disputes under 75,000. But the procedures do not expressly limit discovery and instead generally adopt shorter timelines for the arbitration. If speed and efficiency of arbitration is your number one goal, the expedited procedure under JAMS are a great choice. On the other hand, for parties anticipating a more complex dispute or needing more flexibility in discovery, the general commercial rules of these organizations all allow the arbitrators to tailor the discovery to the needs of the case. So that's not really helpful. Motion practice. AAA and CPR do not explicitly provide for summary disposition, but the JAMS comprehensive arbitration rules do. The comprehensive rules are for claims over 250,000. JAMS has a streamlined set of rules for claims under 250,000. So drafting parties who want to ensure the possibility of summary disposition are better off looking to JAMS comprehensive rules. Wow, okay, so that didn't really give us a hey Jerry, how you doing, sir? That didn't really give us an answer, like a firm answer of which one's the best. All right, so from what I'm seeing, JAMS has the fewest number of arbitrators. It has the nicest sounding expedited procedure for discovery. If speed and how do they word? If speed and efficiency of arbitration is your number one goal. JAMS does not allow the arbitrator to render an award solely because the other party never showed up. But they do have a 30-day time in which the arbitrator must render a final award. JAMS also has some rules that seem, the streamlined set of rules for claims under 250,000 or the comprehensive rules for over 250,000 seem as though they are the most helpful based on just this quick little synopsis. So I think I'm going to be looking at as my potential arbitrator thing that I'm looking into. And obviously I'm going to consult with my attorney because I want my attorney to tell me, what's going to be the best for me. Basically, I want it to be quick, cost-effective, painless, and I need to win. So so I think that's the most important part is I need to win, okay? So yeah, I'm going to speak with my attorney. I'm going to have my attorney actually review the MSA that I've been building and make sure everything's as tight as it needs to be. Yeah. If you guys want, you can actually review. Has the IT Boost promo been updated in Diamond Deals? I believe it's working now, Brandon, if that's your question. Go ahead and give it a shot. If for some reason it still isn't working, I will call Mike today and say what's going on. All right? So you just let me know, and I'll do what I need to do for you, man. Cool? All right. So for those of you that may be interested, here is the JAMS arbitration link. That way you can learn more about it. And let's see here. To get you some more information on AAA. And finally, some information on CPR. Now remember, these are the three most common methods of arbitration. There are other methods out there, and I'm going to, the CPR one isn't even the right link anymore. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be shocked. The article I'm reading is 13. So it's in your best interest to look into this stuff because, as a business person, you need to make sure that you're not going to have to go to court because you've got a client that had a different set of expectations. But more importantly, you need to set the level of expectations with your agreement. I had a conversation with someone this morning. They said that they've got an upset client over, like, I'm going to say it's $200. It's actually just under $200. It's like 185. Okay. And the client's like, they used it for like 3 months and they decided to take their ball and go home. Well, they paid for a year. Well, because this guy doesn't even have an agreement, he's really doesn't have much of a leg to stand on when it comes to should he refund them or not. So now it's just going to be, pardon my French, it's just going to be a pissing contest. So the best thing for him to do might just be to give a partial refund to make this person go away. But more importantly, he needs to get an agreement. And he's like, well, I don't have an agreement for my monthly stuff. And I said, why not? Monthly, yearly, multi-year, daily, it doesn't matter. You need to have an agreement. There needs to be something in place that basically outlines the legalese, who can sue whom, when, why, for how much, so on and so forth. It also needs to have an outline of what you are providing and what you're not providing. And a good thing to have in there is when how much is due, when it's due, what happens when it's late, and a refund policy. If you don't have a refund policy in your agreement, you might run into an issue later where someone's looking for a refund and they might get upset with you if they can't get it. Gosh, what other things should you put in there? Obviously, there's the limitation of liability and all that other good stuff. But I mean, you need to have, if someone is going to ask you a question related to your service, and it's something like, can I get a refund, or sorry, I can't pay you right now, or that type of stuff, you need to have all of these different scenarios in your agreement. So that way you can say, okay, well, I'm sorry you're not able to pay me right now. Just so you know, if I don't get payment by, the 6th of the month today, then, your service is going to get shut off at midnight tonight. So I don't know if you need to take something out of the nest egg, or, however you want to word this to your client, but just let them know, hey, based on the terms of our agreement that you signed, here's what's going to happen because you didn't pay. And because they signed that agreement, they really, they can get mad at you. But as long as your agreement is legal and fair, and I think there needs to be a tension of fairness in that agreement. You need to protect yourself, but you also need to protect your client, right? So yes, I'm going to suspend your service, but I'm not going to start erasing things because that would be foolish and negligent on my part, right? So just keep some of that stuff in mind. I know this was kind of a last minute thing. I didn't plan for this at all. I didn't really have an agenda. So maybe it was helpful, maybe it wasn't. But you guys have yourself a great day. I'm going to keep working on this MSA today, and I'm going to send it over to my attorney next week, spend a few $100, have him make some changes to make it a little more sticky, and then it should be good for people in Ohio. And then whether you're in Ohio or not, if you use the MSA provided by MSP Webinars, which you can access by becoming a member, make sure you show it to your attorney, have them review it and make some changes. And most importantly, talk to a litigation attorney. Talk to an attorney that this is the guy that is going to be going to court battling for you regarding this contract. You don't want to, a contract attorney is good, but a litigation attorney is going to be better because they are going to say, well, if it has this worded this specific way, you can put force majeure in there, but if it's not worded correctly, then there might be an out, right? So if it's worded specifically that the attorney would say, I wouldn't be able to fight this because I've worded it this way, that's gonna be your best bet. Okay, so managed service agreements, arbitration, that was fun. Who loves talking about contracts? I do. Have a great day, guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you Tuesday. Splash Top. We're going to get a demo of Splash Top. They have both ad hoc and what do you call it? As they've got an agent you can install, so you can do remote support without the need for somebody to approve or authorize or install anything for you. So yeah. Come check that out, guys. And if you're an Autotask endpoint manager or Datto RMM user, you use SplashTop more than likely. So come check it out. Maybe you'll learn something you didn't know about it. Take care, guys.